All right. Welcome everyone. Let's just let me just take time out to set up my system, setting up everything here. All right. Okay, just a moment. All right. How is everybody doing? Just trying to send the link out to for everyone interested. Um, okay. All right, so let's just get into it. Let me know if you can not hear me, and if you can hear me, I guess we're good to go. Okay. So, welcome. Today is the 19th of September. Just do a short, quick top-down analysis. Uh, Basically, this is what you do over time. Right. So, just a quick definition. Let's just get the official definition of what we mean by top-down analysis. Basically, refers to using comprehensive factors as a basis for your decision making. All right. The top-down approach seeks to identify the bigger picture and all of its components. Basically, it's an avenue, an opportunity for you to have a clear understanding of, in this case, what the market is saying from a higher time frame to a smaller time frame. That's basically what it is, and it helps you take an informed decision as to what positions to take, what to expect, and the likes, as the case may be. I'm gonna be taking out. Let me clear away all my charts here. Now, if as we all know, we have several time frames on our charts. I don't know if you are aware. You have as small as 1 minute, 5 minutes, You even have a tick, that's per pip movement, 10 pip movement, to have access to all over to 12 months, which is a year. Um, but what I would advise for starters, the major time frame of interest would be from the monthly down to the 15 minutes. Do not go anything lower than that. You don't even need to open anything lower than those time frames. You just stick with those. Whatever decision you want to take should be within those. If you cannot make any decision within those time frames, then you wait until you see a reasonable decision within those time frames. So if, for instance, you are having a bias and you cannot make the bias within this time frame, having checked from monthly through to the 15 minutes, then you wait and try again until you can make a decision with it. And mind you, we are considering the time frame in a descending order from the monthly to the smaller time frame. Monthly to the smaller time frame. Okay, I'm going to show you what I mean by that over time. As a matter of fact, you can even do without the monthly, especially if you're still in the mid month towards the end of the month. But you can have a look at the monthly time frame, maybe at the end of the month or the beginning of the month, to have an overview or an idea of what price did a month before, and you can use that to take a decision on what you expect the month to do the next month. Just like, for instance, on this chart right now, we have this, right? We have this. This is 1 month. I'm on the monthly time frame. So each of these candlestick representation talks about a month. That is, this candle formed over a period of 1 month. Each of the candles. So one candle, 1 month. So this is the current month we're in. It's still ongoing because it has not closed. Once the month ends, a new candle will open up. This last candle means last month. This one was in July, June, and as the case may be that way. Now, I will help you to make a decision. Like we can see in 4 months ago, 1, 2, 3, 4. Price, let's say the 3 months before August, that's from July, June, then that will be May. We can see the price was in what we call maybe like an indecisive indecision mode. I'm talking about this candles, this three candles here. So let me get that precisely. 1, 2, 3. Yes, talking about those candles. So I'll remove that so that we can see them clearly. And I'll just, okay, let me use this one. Talking about this candle, and that candle. There was clearly no major closure. Price went up, came down, and we can see the body of the candle was a little bit minute, like nothing in between. However, last month candle, we were able to see a clear cut candle direction. This particular candle, we can see bullish and it closed strong bullish. Easily, you can anticipate, since it struggled for the previous 3 months and did this, you can anticipate there should be a move, uh, you know, further ahead of it, and that's what you're seeing. So for people who use monthly analysis, they would have entered the buy, and this is a massive profit rate range that we have there, and that's currently about let's see how many pips move it has been on from last month. It opened here. Currently, it's about, so that's about 2,000 pips. That's massive. So like I said, the monthly, most likely you will not be using it all the time or every day, especially because you're not probably going to be holding your trade for 1 month or the likes. So we'll go to the weekly. The weekly, just as we said on the monthly, every candlestick formation you're seeing represents 1 week, 7 days. That means after every 7 days, a candle closes and a new one opens the next day. So we can see the weekly, and we can rightfully say price has been in an uptrend for this period of time. We can say it from here, right? Oh, by the way, we're talking on gold. We're analyzing gold. My bad. Thank you for bringing that to my notice. We're talking about gold, basically. But this is something you can always replicate on all platforms, on all instruments, not necessarily only gold. Okay? But once you get a good hang of it, you can always replicate it on any instrument of your choice. Now, like we see on the weekly, price has been on an uptrend. So that means if you're going to be interested in holding your trades for 7 days, you should look out to follow the trend. So basically, I'll be look if I'm a weekly trader, that is I hold my trades for a week or more, I'll look out for a entry on this instrument, on this asset, for a buy, and then I'll hold it for that period. uh, but then, like I always tell my people, it's not something you do. You don't just jump in. Despite having the bias, you don't just jump in. And that's why it's called a top-down analysis. You can have the bias from the higher time frame and then go to the smaller time frame to get a good entry point, following that bias you got from the higher time frame. So yes, on the weekly, we are having the uptrend move. Price has been buying, but then you need to now start drawing your levels, your resistance, your support. For the purpose of this education, we'll be having our support would be color red. Yes, let's use red. And our resistance would be color blue. Resistance would be ideally above price at current price, right? Support would be below current price. We'll talk about resistance and support much later. That we don't want to digress too much. However, what I wanted to point out is, for the purpose of this, a resistance can be broken and then turn to what we call a turncoat support. Turncoat support simply means price was a resistance before. Let me say this. So turncoat support means price was a resistance before, price broke it, and now it has been confirmed to be a support. In this case, there's been no confirmation yet. The confirmation would be this was the resistance. You can see how price reacted at that level. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then we can see price has broken out of that level this time around with this candle, and it went up. Now, for it to become a turncoat resistance, we expect to see price come back down into it and then react now as a support and possibly fly away on that instrument. But right now, it was a resistance. Price has broken it, but not yet a turncoat support because there has been no retest yet. We cannot be guaranteed that it will come down and react here. It could as well come down and continue going downwards. So until we see that reaction on that formation, we leave it as a resistance for now. But what is important to note is price has broken the resistance, so continue our upward move. Now, ideally, the board mass of trading will just be, we'll wait for a little retracement, any form of retracement that forms supports. We take our buy of that with our first TP at the highest level here and upward. Mind you, gold is currently in an all-time high. All-time high simply means price has never ever gotten to that level before, but it's on those levels right now, and that's what an all-time high means. So I'm going to pick out that spot and call it all-time high, right? So we're going to have that. So that's our all-time high. And let me remove this as well. I think that's just the majors that we have on the weekly. Nothing, just to give us the bias and the direction of where price is going. One minute. I need to attend to a question from somebody. 1 minute, please. Sorry. Just trying to send out the link to someone who asked. All right. So that's what we have on the weekly. Able to point out the current trend of the markets. Identified our last weekly resistance, which is actually a very significant level that price has broken, and our major supports, as well as I would love to pick this support here, which is also very, very vital. Like we said, we'll be using red for our support. So that will be this. Mm, 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 mm. Mm. All right. So we'll move to the next time frame. Basically, that's just it. There's really not too much to pick from our weekly here. So we'll move to the next time frame. We'll go to the daily. Now you see how important it is for you to take it one at a time. You see, I'm not jumping from the weekly to the 4 hour to the 1 hour. I could actually, because I know what to look out for, because that's what I do basically every day. Mind you, something you do every day, so you'll be able to get a hold of it. But because of this, for the purpose of this education, I want to take it as it's one step at a time. So now on the daily, you would see we have similar levels, but more. It's actually broken down and clearer on the daily. So as you go lower, you would see it begins to make more sense, the levels, and then you will just be needing to make one or two adjustments as the case may be. All right. So now on the daily, we can see also now see we have been having a bullish bias, that's an uptrend bias on trade from the weekly. Now we can see on the daily. Remember, each candlesticks refers to one each candlestick refers to the time frame involved. So this now we have a daily candlestick referring to each day. So for this candle now we can see it is still ongoing because the day has not ended yet, this one. But we can see this is yesterday's candle, the day before, Tuesday candle, Monday candle, each candle represents the time frame you are on. And we can see now it makes more sense. Yesterday price close bearish. The day before as well, also bearish. Now, what this means, the day before that was on Wednesday was when we had the all-time high where gold got to this level. But currently, price is in a bullish run for today, but the yesterday we see is bearish. So now, what this means now is you taking into the weekly bias of the bullish. Now you can look for a good entry for your buy here because you can see more supports are here. All of these ones would not necessarily needed right now because they are very, very far away from where price is. So you go for the immediate ones that concerns us. And that is what we'll be using. And this is also going to be our resistance. Right. Resistance. This is going to be our support. So we'll change that color to red. Beautiful. All right. So the daily saying that price has gotten to a major support here and bounce back. So we could likely see it continue to fly up, but then we'll need to get even stronger confirmation. So we'll go to our smaller time frame. The 4 hours, you simply adjust your levels accordingly on each of the time frame. You see, you have more levels here to see, more supports that are closer to where price is. We can see this is 4 hour time frame. 4 hour means every 4 hours we have this closure, and this candle closed like a fake out at the last support, and that's what took bounce price higher. You can see it's a fake out of this region, of this region we have here. This is the support, but we can see price closed a little below and then bounced up. Now we have our upward move right now, but you would still want to look for maybe a little retracement before we can say we would go for a more stronger bullish bias upwards. Something like this. Very right. This makes sense, right? Okay, so now we'll go to the next, which is 1 hour. You'd see your levels will most likely tally with what you have on the 4 hours, but then you have more levels that you can identify closer to price that you can make use of. That's level. This is going to be a resistance here because you can see price reacted over there. Price reacted here, here, did a fake out here. So definitely once price gets to this region, we should expect something, maybe a sell off. But if price closes above there, then we can expect the continuation of buy to the next resistance level. Now we would also adjust our support in this manner. So that's going to give us this. Right. Now we'll see the reaction of price at those levels. That's why it's a major support for us. See the reactions, see reaction, see reaction, see reaction. So that's why it concerns us and it's the closest. And rightfully, you will be whispering that there is also one around here. Agreed. So we can use that. And even you can even extend it. If you look at the extension, we could extend it over to this level. You see the reactions? And you see what price did once price got there again, bounced off it. Now this is where price currently is struggling off, and we can rightfully see as well the reason for that. Basically, the reason for that is because of this level. Can you use this, right? No, because price did not sell off it. So let's use this. All right, so we can reduce this line to this place. Good. Now, why are we using that level? We can see the reaction of price here, reaction of prices here, also here. So we can see, would expect to see that sell-off continue, okay, to somewhere down here before going back up, unless price closes above it right now. So these are ways on how you pick strong levels for you to decide. Now, this is what we have currently. We can even, I can use this resistance here. So this now was a support before, agreed, because price reacted, bounced off it. It broke it, price went back up, bounced off it up, broke it, went back up. So now this is a significant level to see what price does, if it's going to close and bounce up or come down. So this was a support before, now turn to support here, resistance, broke down support, broke it down, went up again, turn to resistance here, broke it up, came down. Right now it's turning it to a resistance. So this is another turn quote resistance, which was a support before, now a resistance, and we'll wait to see what price does. Is it going to continue going down or come up? Now the 30 minutes is actually a very vital time frame, because this is now where you can then take a decision from. As you can see, you could have taken a decision to enter for your sell here, because price has reacted multiple times at this level. You could have entered and taken some good pips here, but we still need to wait the time frame and see what happens. Right now, the buyers in the long in the higher on the higher time frame is bullish, that is buying, but on the smaller time frame we can see we are having more of a selling setup. Now what this means, you can still sell, but you just have to be very careful and maybe quick with your TP and not expect too large, maybe like 200 pips. But if you enter for a buy, you can then expect a bigger range of profits. But for the sell, we'll just be scalping, taking 100 pips, taking 50 pips, and the likes. This has given us about 16 pips since it's formed this structure here, giving us 19 pips basically. But now on my 30 minutes, I can even go for more levels. So this is going to be my support now because reaction here, reaction here, reaction here. So I expect to see reaction here. So only if price closes below there before, for me, I would only consider a sell if price closes something like this below this level because that has shown unproven to be a support. So if it closes below, then you can take your entry for price to drive down to the next uh, support, which is going to be here. But right now, the more of the assured interest would be if price closes maybe like this, maybe like that. Let's say maybe like that, yeah. Or something in this region. Let's say something like this. Now, the next candle formation will be vital in taking your decision as to wanting to buy or continue to sell. If I see something like this, I'll bet small, even if it's going to be like this, as long as there is a bullish candle that closes back above this support, either this or this, after having this. So you can have this or this, then my entry will be at the break of that candle I or this candle I. This may be too higher, but something like that gives me the confidence to buy, and then my buy TP would be up here definitely. Then TP1 would definitely be at this resistance because you never know if price will be coming down again from there, and then you hope for close partials and look out for price to continue going up. Yes, now that's how you get your buyers for any asset of your choice. Mind you, you also need to put into cognizance fundamentals, news, time, the time is it what session open, what session are you in, and the likes. Look for time of volume. We'll do more and talk more of all of this over time. Now, when you get that out, the 15-minute now would be for your entry and for your exits, basically. But whatever buyers you formulated, excuse me, whatever buyers you've been able to generate from the weekly to 30 minutes, then you use the 15 minutes to do your entry and your exits, and then you will be fine. Yes, I think that's gonna be it. So this is what I have right now, and then I can even do more of the. You can see we're in the uptrend right now. You can see the trend line, and you can. I could even maybe use the parallel trend line because I like to see that it has a corresponding upper band, something like this. So you see we've been trading in this channel. So you can also have this to support your, but then if you look at the bigger picture, also there is a downward channel here. Let's see if we can get, yeah, something like this. Like that. The price has broken out of it if we drag this downwards. You see price has broken out of it, so the upward trend seems to be the valid one right now. So that's what we'll work with. So we see the channel we're trading in, and then we can take advantage of it. So yes, like I said earlier, the closure. Okay, so I don't have that again. So what will determine my buyers is how price closes here. Either bullish, if it closes bullish, then we can look for continuation upwards, and if it's bearish, then we can also look for um, continuation of the sell. All right, thank you. I hope you're able to get something. You can drop your questions in the chat. Drop your questions in the chat. You can also like and follow, and then we'll see you next time.